want to upgrade your wardrobe? Are you looking to add in some new basic tees, some creative designs for your everyday wear? Into the AM, it's a team of artists and creators, and they all share the common vision of using clothing to express to the world what drives you. Into the AM, these guys have developed premium apparel that elevates self-expression and guys, it provides unparalleled comfort. Their team handcraft every garment with care. They use the highest quality fabrics and eco-friendly inks. These t-shirts are extremely soft and extremely versatile. You can click the link on my description. I'm gonna get you 10% off on these premium tees. Into the AM's promise is a 30-day money-back guarantee paired with hassle-free returns and lightning fast shipping. They are also running a bundle deal for their graphic tees. Get 3 of them right now for $60. So click the link below. That's gonna get you an additional 10% off. All right, guys, I want you to go down this with me, okay? Now, it's a visual. I need you to picture this. This experiment only works if you can picture this. All right, you're watching what's called a montage. It's gonna be training footage. Could have a voiceover. Could have music laid over it, right? I mean, we could do the greats too. Got Bruce Buffer's voice. You got Eye of the Tiger playing, but you're watching an athlete. Good-looking athlete. He's running up the stairs. He's in the ring. Oh, he's hitting the heavy bag. He's working the footwork on the jump rope. He's got the speed bag going. And you can see you got a great athlete here. You got a guy that works hard. You got a guy that's in shape. This guy looks lean. He's jumping them rope in a pretty fashion. He's doing them pull-ups faster and more of them than other guys you've seen doing them. I mean, like, he wins you over. You acknowledge there is something there. And he comes out and he tells you what his goal is. And his goal, to be the champion. Okay. I think we've got some pretty good footage here. In a world like social media, let's run that. Now, is he going to get the title shot? Well, it depends what the other guys did. Is his highlight reel, is everything that I just explained to you about him running the stairs and doing the pull-ups and hitting the heavy bag and jumping the rope and doing the speed, is that more dynamic than the next guy's? But here's the problem. The next guy doesn't run any stairs. He doesn't jump a single rope. He doesn't hit a speed bag once. Doesn't show any training footage at all, but he does have a voice. And with his voice, he tells you who he's going to fight. He tells you, I'm going to fight Dricus du Plessis. I'm going to take his belt from him, and then I'm going to fight Sean Strickland. Now, I just gave you 2 options, okay? To get the fight, just like any other job, you got to outdo the other candidates that are being interviewed. So you have one guy who put out training footage. He's on the stairs. He's on the heavy bag. He's on the rope. That's good stuff. We like that kind of stuff. That does good numbers. Indisputable. We have another guy who told us specifically who he wanted to fight. He wants to fight Dricus du Plessis. Why? What are you going to do with that? He's already told you. He's going to take that belt over to Sean Strickland. That's specifically what he's going to do. Now, he's going to take that. That's his interview. That's his candidacy for a job, and he's going to juxtapose that against a guy that says, I want a title shot. Now, the title is against Dricus du Plessis, who very likely draws you into Sean Strickland. Very likely. You get out the Ring magazine, and you're going to the bloodyelbow.coms, and you're looking at the rankings, and that's probably what's going to happen. But it doesn't have the same effect, does it? It felt a lot different when the guy looked at the barrel of a camera and told you, I'm going to fight Dricus du Plessis and beat him, and then I'm going to take the belt and I'm going to put it up against Sean Strickland. Felt a lot more powerful, didn't it? Like, there's not a question of what camp do you roll with. Not a question of which one got you more excited. But I'll hear those arguments made day in and day out. Red Panty Night is still real. Conor McGregor, when he's licensed and when he's fighting, has not shown us anything numbers-wise to make us believe he's been surpassed. But there's guys on the hunt. And who number 2 is greatly debatable. Because that was a position that was being vied for between George Masvidal and Nate Diaz, who both left the organization. So now who's number 2? Who's next behind Conor? Who doesn't, right? If he's got any fights, maybe he definitely doesn't have more than a fight left, right? So number 2 all of a sudden becomes number 1 just by default. And who is it? Because you have a battle going on by 2 guys who want that spot. They want to be the face. And nobody's going to take that position that at a minimum isn't aware that that fight is going on. And of the 767 athletes under contract, I promise you, there are less than 10, both genders and all divisions, that are aware that Top Draw is a contest. No one's breaking in to the top 10 needle movers, superstardom, pay-per-view attractions. Nobody is breaking into that unless they're aware that that contest is even happening. You have 2. Outside of Red Panty Night, who's yet to be licensed, you have 2. And it's Sean O'Malley, it's Israel Adesanya. And I don't know who's got who. I don't know. They've traded it around a couple of times. But the example that I led with, I'm going to fight Dricus du Plessis. I'm going to take his belt from him. I'm going to take that belt. I'm going to go see Sean Strickland about that rematch. That was done by Israel Adesanya. There was nobody else within that division. There's a number of guys that would like the job, and there's a number of guys that are just as qualified. Their resumes are just as beautiful. You could argue more. Sure you could. But I don't even need to tell you who those guys are. Because the strongest argument made against Izzy's claim is I get a title shot, I'm number 1 contender, I was promised by the company. It's not nothing. I won't act like that's nothing. But I will act like if you're going to turn that over to the masses and ask them, are they going to get in the line of, I'm the number 1 contender, I get a title shot, I was promised by the company? Or are they going to get in the line of, I'm going to beat Dricus du Plessis, I'm going to take that belt, and I'm going to go find Sean Strickland? Very specific marching orders. They both want the same thing. They want the last fight of the night. They want the media and marketing that comes with it. They want the accolades. They want the participation. They want to be world champion. See a dream come true. They both want the same thing. They're both asking for the same thing. But they're in a competition against each other. And one is quite possibly the sport's biggest star when Red Panty Night is unlicensed, which is now. And I'm just sharing for you, there's a different way of doing things. Adesanya did not become Adesanya. It didn't just happen. It didn't happen through a kickboxing pass. It didn't happen through robotics here or there during the fight, though those are fun to watch. There was many other things. There's many other parts of the recipe and the ingredients that is Adesanya, and he just rinses and repeats. I mean, to the point that it's predictable. Nobody is better at communicating with you than Izzy. When he is done with a fight, he will let you know who his next fight is before he walks out of the cage. Nobody else does that. He not only does it, he does it every single time. And I only point to that one example just to let you know, when I say it's predictable, when I say he's found a recipe, it's one of the keys in life. If you want to be rich, one of the keys, rule number one, you want to be rich, step number 1, become an expert in something. Step number 2, and this is a hard one. This is a very tough one. It'll cost you a lot of money, cost you a lot of heartache, but if you can get there, you can find a recipe that you can then duplicate. You're going to just copy. For the rest of you, you're going to copy yourself. The Oreo cookie was invented in 1929. How do you like that for a statistic? And they've never changed the ingredients, not once. Longest standing thing on the shelves. It's never been changed. They had it right the first time. Now you just copy it. Just reproduce it. Keep getting it to the same people. Same store, same shelves, same day of the week. Over and over and over. You got a business. And I'm bringing that to you because there's a different way to go about something. And I don't want to give Chimaev a hard time, by the way. I think that Chimaev is very deserving. Chimaev won his last fight. Adesanya lost his last fight. Chimaev won his last round. Adesanya lost his last round. I mean, we can compare them apples to apples all that you want. Chimaev is completely undefeated. Like, you're going to have a really difficult time finding anybody that's got a brighter light on them than Chimaev. It is a beautiful record. If I lied about my achievements, my lies wouldn't be as great as Chimaev's reality. Can we agree on that, right? Undefeated, young, handsome, everybody likes him. I'm right. Can we agree on that? But his current argument is, I'm the number one contender because I was told I was the number one contender. I was told I beat Kamaru Usman. I'm the number one contender. Like, that's strong. If you know Kamaru Usman, that's strong. That's not weak. Israel Adesanya came out, said, I'm going to fight Dricus Du Plessis and take his belt away. Then I'm going to go see Sean Strickland about a rematch. The difference isn't just the name. They both want the same thing, which is the belt. One of them hid that, as though the belt is just a byproduct. It's important that you learn this psychological tool. It's election year right now. Everybody that runs for president is going to tell you the same thing. They all, and it won't matter if you're left or right, they all will tell you, this isn't about me. I am doing this for you. But they're all running to have the power. Of course it's about them. Of course it is. But they got to convince you that it's not. Even though you know it is, they got to convince you it's not. You'll go back and see the magician tomorrow that fooled you today, as long as you don't see that ace coming out of his sleeve. You know it's there. You're looking for it. You know it's the black ace of spades, just like it was last week. You know right where it is. But as long as he can get that to the table without your eye spotting it, you'll go back and see him and you'll tell other people to see him. It's one of the pieces of psychology that's so important in the sport. I'm not standing up for one guy or the other. Chimaev and Adesanya, they're going to have this back and forth. They're going to do it in the media. We'll see who comes out on top. But the one that comes out on top isn't going to have the fancier resume. It's not going to have won their most recent fights. It's not going to have the blacker belt in some discipline. It's not going to have a ranking next to their name. And all these things that you hardcores have convinced yourself mean anything. The one that's going to get the fight is the one that has the single most important thing you have to have, which is the mandate of the masses. And I'm just asking you, the masses. Your answer is your answer. I'm not telling you what you think, but I'm asking you. Are you going to get in the line of, I am number one contender, regardless of who's got, it doesn't matter if that belt changes hands, it doesn't matter. Commission stepped in, suspensions happen, forfeitures happen, changes away. It does not matter, but I get to do that. Because, or are you going to get in the line of the guy specifically who's told you, I'm coming after Dricus. I'm going to beat Dricus, and then I'm going to go see Sean. Which in this sport represents a 10-month plan. In 10 months, there will be 2 walks. Which line are you going to get in? Which are you more compelled by? Which story is more interesting? Is there at any point where you run into a dead heat, you say, time. Show me resumes. Show me rankings. Show me who's younger. Show me who's got a reach advantage. No, there's not. But there are some of you who still think we will.